Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we are talking about Sundial. We're going a little bit through due diligence, institutional interest, and then technical analysis. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. Sundial. I covered this one previously. You'll find my previous video in the description below. And before I go on through the latest updates, I do want to give a quick update or a quick overview of something we heard back in Q4 2020 results. And this one here is that Sundial acquired an expanded library of genetics in 2020 to better serve evolving consumers' preferences, cultivating higher potency products and generating better harvest outcomes. The company expects the new genetics will be in the market by the fourth quarter of 2021. Sundial was under-indexed in pre-roll format and increased the production by 200% in the fourth quarter 2020 and into 2021 to meet consumer demands. The company continues to develop a robust innovation pipeline. And the reason why I'm mentioning this one here, because it gives you a good perspective on what is yet to come for 2021. And one of the most important news that I've heard so far regarding this one here was last week on April 23rd, 2021. It looks like the market hasn't really reacted towards this one and for this news and kind of brushed it off. And so the news comes as follows. Sundial Growers announced that it has increased the commitment to Sunstream Bancorp to $188 million from its previously announced commitment of $100 million. Sunstream is a joint venture between Sundial and the SAF Group that will leverage the strategic partnership, financial, and operational partnerships to target asymmetric enhanced high-risk opportunities in the cannabis industry to provide exposure to a portfolio of attractive debt, equity, and hybrid investment. Initially, Sunstream expects from a special opportunity fund with capital from the company and SAF Group. In addition to commitment from third-party limited partners, Sundial expects to provide an update on the third-party commitments or capital commitments within the next 60 days. So from now, within the next 60 days, we're going to get that information. Now, from their last presentation, it goes about the Sunstream Bancorp, and it's a 50-50% joint venture between Sundial and SAF that will leverage a strategic financial, basically this is copy paste from the last thing, and a special opportunity fund cannabis initial commitment from SNDL of $100 million, now that's up $188 million, and a Canadian SPAC and other investments, that's the second part of it. And so compelling opportunities. Global cannabis market expected to reach $47 billion by 2025. It accelerates the capital remains in selective. Many traditional sources, for instance banks and PAE, continues to be on the sideline. Now, another thing here is that with all this information, it does hint, for instance, towards an American market because it does talk about a global market. Now, on a Canadian market itself, Sundial already has that covered. But right over here, distinct market opportunities. So for the US, fragmented and severely underfinanced market due to regulatory hurdles. So once we get that kind of information regarding the US legalization of cannabis that is on the way, we might actually get a bit more about the SAF Opportunity Fund going ahead and buying some of the US cannabis companies. An opportunity, secured debt by borrowers with premium fundamentals, hybrid securities investments. And for Canada, access to capital concentrated with the largest LPs leaving the middle market in flux. And the opportunity here is to consolidate premium offerings and scalable intellectual properties from smaller LPs. In international, the market is developing a landscape and expected to emerge and expand for years to come. The opportunity here is that selectively participate through direct investments or indirectly through export opportunities. And so we get that information. And now we're moving on towards institutional buyers, but before then, if you'd like to see more contents like this, make sure to scroll down below, click that like button right here. There's also a subscribe button that should show up right here, so make sure you click that on with the bell notification button. And if you'd like to join our Discord, you can go click show more, and you'll find it right on here. It's totally free. There's no any catch towards it. You can watch a bit more about it at the very end. Now, institutional buyers, what you see on the 3G forums or 13G forums, it's been somewhat quiet, although the 13F forums show us thousands of shares being added. For instance, CapRock currently has 650,000 shares. Passendia Private Wealth, you're looking into 15,000. Alpha Advisors, 1,000, although some liquidations has happened, yes. So, for instance, XR Securities here had a call on the put on the 29th and liquidated their entire position, which is a little bit weird, but understandable. and others have added thousands of shares in the month of April, and I would say perhaps you're looking almost to up to 1 million shares total in the month of April alone. There's been thousands of different institutional interest on this one here. Now, in terms of some things like price over book and price over sales, I covered this one multiple times before. You're looking into a price over book somewhere around 257, while the market average is sitting somewhere around 450, almost 5. Now, the price over sales is a trailing 12 months, so that's not as accurate as the intrinsic price over sales for the upcoming months to come. And now we can move on towards technical analysis. Following now towards technical analysis, and first we're going to take a look into a scope on a 1 week perspective, and then going ahead towards the 1 day perspective. Now on the 1 week perspective, what we get to see is that the 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, and that is usually a bearish indicator. Now the current price point though is above the 50 SMA at the 70 cents on the 1 week perspective, and that is a bullish indicator. The ADX doesn't tell you much, however, the Williams percentile R, which is very similar to the RSI, is showing that it is oversold. Now, on the MACD level, you're seeing it's actually gone negative on that side. And that is attempting towards going a positive reversal around 3-4 weeks ago. And that now is attempting to go towards more of an accumulation / a negative reversal. And from the price point where we're seeing, it's more of an accumulation happening rather than a negative reversal. Now, the current momentum is at negative 20.26. So we need to look a bit more into a 1 day perspective. And on the 1 day perspective, we're seeing that it attempted a positive reversal on the 26th of April. Currently, it's meeting itself with 2 negative red days, mainly following the market trend itself. 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, and that's a bullish indicator. It's very close to this trading action zone where most positive reversals occur, and that's between $1 and 88 cents. Currently, it's at 86.35. Now, in terms of the 50 SMA being above the 200 SMA, that's a bullish indicator. However, the price point is below the $1.16 and hence is bearish below the 50 SMA and bullish above the 200 SMA. Now, so it's all mixed on the moving averages, but now on the ADX it shows more of a sloppy move, and the Williams percentile R is showing closer towards oversold, but not there yet. Momentum is creeping up and going towards a 0 and positive, and that's a bullish thing. And on the moving averages here, we're seeing 101 in the top, 92 cents in the middle, and around 83 cents in the bottom. Nothing to write home about here, so we're going to move on towards stochastic fast and stochastic slow that are both indicating that perhaps it might actually touch the next support. Now, Fibonacci retracements gives us key support indicators, but they're not limited to that. And the current resistances are 103, 159, 204, 249, 314, and 396 based on the Fibonacci retracements. Now, if we were to use price line actions, we're seeing that there is a very strong support sitting at 83 cents that it might actually test very soon. Following that, another strong one at 75 cents, 63 cents, following that 50 cents, and then down to 41 cents. Significant resistances. You're looking up to 95 cents, following that 103 cents, and then above there, you're looking into 111, and then from there on 120, and then from 120, 125, 134, and then going to 144, upwards to 155, jumping up to 162, and to 174. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think is going to happen soon? Now, what I think here is probably we're going to hit this accumulation. We most likely will be testing the 83 cents support once again, the 82 to 83 cents. And then from there on, it's going to start accumulating. Now, my surprise is with the doubled investments with the SAF from $100 to $188 million. That we're not seeing a massive move as perhaps anticipated. Well, we barely even saw a green candle on the 23rd. It was actually a red candle following that news around here. So what I anticipate here to happen is that we're going to follow more of an accumulation period, waiting on for some good news, and after we get that news in some sense or so relating to a US investment from Sundial, we might actually see more of a bullish action. Overall, in the long term, it's very interesting because they have massive capital that they raised alongside here, and the amount of money they raised is sufficient to do whatever projects they have, and it's up towards the management on how they can actually execute it, hopefully to the best. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention that in the comments below. share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I do recommend that you go ahead and join our Discord server. There's a lot of amazing folks in here. We do a lot of discussions here into the trading floor throughout the day. A lot of people are in there, and we do ask questions. You can ask me any question you would like on there. We do post research and DDs, and we hold weekly chat sessions. And we also do have a lounge in there. So make sure to actually join that and join the fun there. Have a wonderful day and a good one.